The battle for tomorrow has begun, and oh my god, am I excited. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Terminator 2 Judgment Day Sarah Connor and John Connor 2-pack. Stay tuned. So before we get into the figures themselves, let's take a look at this amazing packaging. So on the front cover we have this beautiful artwork by Cavity Colors, artwork by Devon Whitehead and Cavity Colors. So if you guys would like this on a t-shirt, I think they do, then check these guys out. I know I will be, because I would really love this on a t-shirt. I know they couldn't get Arnold Schwarzenegger's likeness, so they had to give us the standard Terminator, and then you have this weird kind of, it's meant to be Arnold, but you can't really tell what it is because, you know, but it's still cool. I mean, look at that. You know, I swear, the box is a piece of artwork in its own right. So on the top, you have the standard Terminator sort of box artwork. I have noticed that it's very similar to the T1000's box. You know, they have the same kind of pattern and design. So yeah, they have really kept to that, which is nice. It just has a sort of uniformity. So if you're collecting all of the Terminator 2 figures, you'll have that kind of uniformity with the packaging. So on the side, you have a picture of Sarah Connor, as well as the title. And on the other side, you have a picture of John Connor, as well as NECA Real Toys on the top. And the bottom, you have a load of legal stuff and all the people that were involved. And then on the back, you've got these very nice promotional images of the figures, as well as a description of what's included and a short little bio about the film. So you can pause now if you want to read that, because I am not going over it again. Then if you open the window, you get this nice promotional image of the two figures, as well as the two figures displayed very neatly in their packaging with their absolute plethora of accessories. So without any further ado, guys, let's get them out of the box. So inside the box, you do get a diorama of the, what's it called? The offices where Dyson works. Dyson Industries or something like that. Yeah, I think it's Dyson Industries. Try to ignore my obvious face reflecting in the packaging, but yeah. So it's a very cool diorama, and it's made of solid cardboard. And what's great is if you have Sarah Connor, John Connor, and the T800, they will all nicely fit in this diorama. You could even squeeze in the motorcycle cop T1000 if you wanted to. You know, so it's big enough for you to do that, and I think it's really nice that NECA include it. I just can't be bothered to get it out the box because it is such a pain in the arse to get back in, so I hope you guys forgive me for that. Wow, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Okay, so now we have the set out the box and all of its accessories. I think we'll start with, we'll start with Sarah, because, you know, she's the mom, so we'll get her out the way first. Not that I have anything against moms. So, Sarah Connor. She looks really good. Yep, really, really good. Now, I did my research and I found out that this set is really just re-releases of figures that were released individually. And I actually thought that this set had exclusive accessories. Like, I thought you could only get this hand in this set, or maybe this head sculpt. But no, apparently with both of the releases of these figures, which are very hard to get, you got all of these accessories. So there really isn't much that's different about them from those original releases. As far as I know, you guys in the comments will have to help me. Like, is there really much of a difference? The only thing I know is that John Connor is wearing his correct sort of camo jacket, whereas on the original version, they just painted it green, and also he came with a dirt bike. You know, so that kind of sucks, because I want a dirt bike for my John Connor, but there you go. Yeah, these are just repackages of figures that NECA have already released. But that's great for me because I missed out on the originals, but I can understand how someone who's bought the originals would almost definitely pass on this set unless you desperately wanted to get a more accurate version of John. You know, I suppose if you wanted to buy it so you could have different head sculpts, really make your display all that more, I could understand. But yeah, for me, this is great because, like I said, I missed out on them initially. Now, first impressions, there is no denying who that is. Although I have to say, it's not some of NECA's best work. I think it roughly looks like her, but I do think that it could have been better. The paint has been applied really nicely. I absolutely love the skin. It almost has, like, you really look at it, if it will focus, and it almost has this kind of skin texture to it. It's very, very cool. I love all the veins on her arms. You could see the muscles, because, she is quite hench for a woman, but she's very thin as well. But, because she does work out. I think Linda Hamilton actually did train for quite some time for this film, because in the first film she's all innocent and things, but in this she very much is, well, battle ready, shall we say. And she's brilliant. I think she's one of the best female characters in all of sci-fi, in my opinion. She's up there with Helen Ripley. In fact, I think it's usually neck and neck between those two for me. So we'll get the boring stuff out the way. Her head can do a full 360, although her hairpiece at the back here will hinder it. And I just want to say now, guys, don't bend this hairpiece because I can actually see the strain on the plastic here. That looks like it will pop out very easily. So you just do the side to side. You can also lean her head from side to side, and you've got forward and you've got back. So very good. You can bring her arms out to 90 degrees exactly. You can also have a full rotation at the shoulder. Then you have a rough 90 degree bend at the elbow. You can also rotate it at the elbow. Then you have a full rotation at her hand. No backward and forward, so be careful because I nearly snapped this off because I stupidly just assumed that there was backward and forward joint on the hand. There isn't, so it's just a rotation. Be very careful with that. She does have an ab crunch joint, so you can lean her forward as well as lean her back. You can also fully rotate her at the waist and lean her from side to side. Sadly, they do have the older NECA ball joints. I was hoping they'd have the new ones, but of course these are just repackages of pre-existing figures, but still it would have been nice to update them. You can bring the legs slightly forward, but they are hindered by the PVC clothing. You can swivel the legs as well as bring them out to a fair degree to the side. You have a rotation at the knee as well as a rough 90, well, not really a 90 degree bend. You can't really move it that much. You also have a pivot from side to side at the feet as well as a full rotation, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to loosen the feet. So overall, articulation is fairly standard, but it's all you need, really. Sadly, she doesn't have a double joint on her elbows, so she can't really pose her arms in ways that you would want, but it's good enough for what it is. And like I said, for a simple repackage, I think it's nice. So let's have a look at her accessories. So another one you get, and it's quite ironic actually because you can't really see her all that much in this head sculpt, but I actually think this head sculpt has nailed the likeness far better than the ones where you can see her face. I don't know, like, that is Linda Hamilton. That is exactly the scene where she's driving in the car, just after she's had that horrible nightmare which traumatized me as a kid. Let's look at her accessories. So yeah, this head sculpt, very, very nice. This is my favourite head sculpt, actually. And although I feel like her likeness isn't as strong, this is the one that I will ultimately display her with, because it's how she looks in the final battle in the steel mill, which is my favourite part of the film. what I love about it, and I didn't notice this at first, is they have actually given her... If it will focus, please focus. I don't know if you guys can see, they've given her some kind of just slight glossy red blood, like she's bleeding from the nose, which is cool. There's a nice bit of battle damage. Very nice streaks in the hair. It's very nicely sculpted. And yeah, it looks enough like her, but I do just think like some of the likeness has been lost in this head sculpt. She does come with a knife, which she uses to carve the no fate thing while she's having the horrible nightmare, which traumatized me and many others. Then she has a very big pistol, so big I actually worry about putting it in her hands, especially when you compare it to the T1000 pistol. Oh, don't fall over. Especially when you compare it to the T1000 pistol. It's very big. I think this is something I'd more give to Arnie, so he can go, hasta la vista, baby. Then she has the M4A1 Carbine assault rifle with ACOG sight suppressor and adjustable stock. Yes, I play Call of Duty, leave me alone. So, well, not anymore, I used to, but yeah, they're rubbish now. But yeah, you even have this nice little strap on it, so you can actually put it over her if you wanted to and just have it on her back. I need to try that at some point. I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, very nicely detailed. This is the bit where she shoots the absolute shit out of Mike Tyson's house. So, Mike Tyson, is that his name? Dyson. Yeah. Was his first name Mike? No, I'm thinking of somebody else. So, lastly, she has this awesome shotgun, which she does in that famous scene where she keeps on firing it at the T1000, and he's just about to fall, but she runs out of ammo, which is typical. What's really cool about this is the stock can be brought back. I don't know if there was a time where it was like this, but that is so cool. I love that. Word of warning, don't do it too much, because it does look as though it comes loose when you do it. It's just a little plastic mechanism, and I do worry about it breaking, so I'm going to keep it like this anyway. So that's very, very cool. And, of course, all of the accessories can be displayed in her hands, and you can swap the heads out, which we will do right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bother with this one, because it is very much the same as this one, and I would never display her like this anyway, because it's so brief, this head sculpt, that, I just don't really consider it worth it. But I am going to put this one on, so just give me a memento. It's getting easier the more I do it, that's the thing. When I first got it, I couldn't get it on at all. It's that stiff. Sorry, Linda. And there she is. This is my preferred version of the character. I absolutely love this. And when you take the shotgun and you put the shotgun in her hands, it looks perfect. It's exactly how I wanted Sarah Connor to be displayed. Once again, she has quite small hands, not being sexist, but, she does have quite small hands. So it can be a bit difficult to get the shotgun into the hands. And because, unfortunately, she doesn't really have the best motion on the arms, you can't really, it does take a bit of work, but you can't fully get it as you would want it to. So you can rotate it like that, lift her hair up a bit and have it kind of like, see, even then, that's the best I can do. But that's how I'd want to display her, like she's blasting the T1000. So we'll put her aside and we'll have a look at John. It kind of looks like him. They've done a great job with the hair. I just feel like they haven't really put that much effort into the eyes or the face paint in general. But yeah, it looks like him. I don't know why he's going duh for, but, it does look like him. So we'll get the articulation out of the way. You can do a full 360 at the head easily. It does lean forward slightly, backward slightly. It doesn't really pivot from side to side. In fact, it really just has a rotation. It doesn't really have the thing that enables you to move it forward and back and side to side like Sarah does. You can bring his arms roughly out to 90 degrees, but don't force them because they're little baby arms. He does have a full rotation at the elbow. A rough... Yeah, he does have a 90-degree bend at the elbow. It's not a double joint in there, just thought I'd let you know. I know it does look like it, but it isn't. He also has a rotation at the elbow. He has a rotation at his itty-bitty little hands. I mean, look, I know he's a teenager, he's 13, but that's taking the piss. Like, Christ, he has toddler hands. And his hands can do... Oh, sorry about this terrible focus, guys. His hands can do the forward and back, as you can see. They do have the joint in there. Please focus. Yeah, there we go. He does have the joint in there. He has an ab crunch, so you can lean him forward and back, and also you can rotate him. As you can see, I don't know if you see the joint on his chest there, so you can lean him forward quite the ways. I think this was to help him when he was on the dirt bike, but that doesn't come in this set, so, you know. You can bring his legs forward, but I wouldn't leave them forward because of the PVC. He has a 90-degree bend at the knee, as well as a rotation. And he has a rotation at the feet. And lastly, you can also swivel his legs. He has those crap joints, but like I said, he's an older figure, so... And he's also a huge pain in the arse to stand. You know, because his toes are slightly pointed up, so his feet aren't really flat. Once again, that's for the dirt bike, so you are going to have to fiddle quite a bit until you are able to get him to stand properly. He does come with this backpack, which is a nice soft pliable plastic, and it's very cool to put on. To put it on, just put both of the arms back. I always recommend you do it this way, and then just simply slide it over. It is quite pliable, which is good, and yeah, that can just then put the arms down, and there you go. You got his backpack on. I think that's really nice. I think it really adds to him, which is nice as a figure. You know, it doesn't really weigh him back either because it's very light. And then he comes with his little hacking device. Now mine, I wouldn't say it's broke, but I knew this was going to happen because it's so tiny for one thing. So here you have the computer section and this little cable here, which just came out of, if it will focus, please focus. It just came out of that little section, so I just have to kind of pop it in there, and you know, it's fine. So at least it hasn't snapped, but yeah, it's once you get it out of the box, it's difficult to put back in. And then on this section, you've got the credit card, which is a cool piece of detail. Even that little bit of gold at the front, look. Very cool, very nicely detailed. So yeah, that's a cool accessory. And then you have one which could really be used for both of them, but I think it is more John's accessory. You have the T800 Arm from the first Terminator in the little display piece. Now you can actually open the container and take the arm out. However, sorry John, however, you can't have a NECA set without a breakage, and this little peg here, which it's supposed to detach from, was just a gummy piece of plastic and it snapped on the inside, so I'm going to have to try and drill that out. But you can remove it, which is awesome. Sadly, John's hands are so tiny that you can't actually display him holding it, which is what I would have liked to have done. But it is very cool. If I just bring in this endoskeleton, which is the only one I've got currently, it is exactly the same. They have just taken this arm and put it in a container, really. So that's cool. And it does have articulation, actually. You can rotate the hand. I didn't even notice that, but it does have it, so that's cool. If you want to put it back in, as I said, mine is broken, so that's an L. But yeah, just pop it in and clip that back on like that. It's very nice. So that is... Focus. That is the contents of the set. And my god, this video has been going on for like 17 minutes. I apologise, guys. But yeah, there's quite a lot to get through in this set. So, right, I suppose I should get on to what I think of it. So, overall, I absolutely love it. Now, I have to say, I did have a couple of problems straight out the box. Sarah, her leg was massively just kind of mispositioned, but after a bit of fiddling, I did manage to get it straight again, and she looks and stands absolutely fine. John Connor could not figure out how to stand him. Every time I put him forward, he just either fell back or forward. But then I realised if you swivel the legs out slightly, you can get him to stand. But even then, he does feel like he's going to fall back. So, forgot to mention, the knife does go in her little pouch. There, it does slide in, but unfortunately this annoying little strap does kind of flop over. But yeah, can go in the pouch. And what I love about these figures is when you've got your Arnold, which I still need to get the ultimate version, and when you have your T1000, my god, it just creates such an awesome display. I absolutely love it. And if you guys have any endoskeletons, you can even throw one of those in there. I mean, how awesome does that look? That's just fantastic. I had to get this set because I'm just such a huge fan of Terminator 2. The figures themselves could be a lot better. I find them to be quite clunky, and some of the articulation hinders them a bit, but overall, I think they are good enough. And like I said, when you display them with the Arnold and the T1000, they just fit in absolutely perfectly. So well done, NECA. Great job. Overall, I'm going to give this set an 8 out of 10. And yeah, I really, really like it. So just having them all together like that really does make the set. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this review. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this set. Have you got it? Are you thinking of getting it? Do you have the original versions? And in your opinion, is it worth getting this, even if you have the originals or not? Let me know. And let me know if there are any differences. So far, I think it's just the jacket. Like I said, the original was just green. His is a camo. That's the only difference. But I love these figures so much, and this is my preferred display for them. So thank you ever so much for watching this video, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Like, share, subscribe, and become a part of the Warren. And stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.